Welcome back, my turtles, to another art video with Foxfit Crafts. And if you're anything like me, you've been in a bit of a spooky mood. I know it's only September, but there's no holidays in between September and October. So I'm going ahead and starting with my Halloween decorations now. So what I'm going to be trying to make are paper mache pumpkins. I have a bunch of cardboard laying around the house, and I'm going to try to use this and your standard newspaper to make some paper mache pumpkins. So let's get started. So for this project, you're going to need some kind of X-Acto knife, and a stapler. I'm sorry, this joke, I was going to try to do it all with these little tiny skeleton hands, but that's just not happening. So they're adorable, but they're just not going to work for what I want to do, and I think I'd be laughing the whole time that I do this. So let me go ahead and switch on my real hands. Awesome. Here we go. Not nearly as cute, but they still do a good job. So for this, all I am going to do is cut up some cardboard into strips. And they don't have to be perfect strips. My idea, this is just kind of a trial thing. I'm going to cut them up, glue them together to kind of give them a pumpkin-y shape, or staple. That's hence my stapler. But I'm going to go ahead, cut these up, staple the shape I want, and then paper mache on top of that. Hopefully that'll give me a little bit of a different shape than just like a regular balloon. So once I have all of my pieces cut out, I am simply going to staple them together and try to come up with a pumpkin shape. I am going to try some of these, you know, fat, some of them skinny, some of them tall, some of them short. It's kind of one of the really fun things about pumpkins is you have a ton of variety in them, and I love them all. Here at Foxfit Crafts, we appreciate all pumpkins, so that this will be fun. Hopefully I can come up with a variety. I don't want them all to look the same. That'll just be super boring. And there we have the general pumpkin shape. I do have to kind of bend the cardboard a little bit. It's a little stiff, but I'm hoping that that will play in my favor to hold everything in place when I apply the paper mache. I might go through and do a little support piece in here. I'm not sure. We'll see. So I've got my pumpkin all formed out and ready. I reached out to a friend who gave me some student newspapers, and so I have just shredded them up into strips. And I am going to be dipping them in a mixture. It's kind of a glue, flour, water, salt mixture. I remember doing paper mache in Girl Scouts, and we would just use flour and water, and I feel like it was prone to molding, maybe? So because of that, I did go ahead and add some salt to try to, you know, inhibit the mold growth, and then the glue hopefully will help it as well. And so from there, I'm just gonna go through Now, for anyone asking what I am planning on doing with these pumpkins, I don't actually know yet. I'm a big fan of Over the Garden Wall. I'll leave a link to my Over the Garden Wall piece I did last year for Halloween. Maybe I'll make Potts Fields residents. Maybe I will just decorate my house with them. Maybe I'll make them into hats. I don't know, but I have all this material and I would like to use it and make something crafty with it, so. So this is kind of nostalgic for me. I haven't done paper mache in a while. I made a Tin Yonko helmet, or Tin Kitty helmet in college, and before my partner fiberglassed it, I made it out of paper mache first. So I think that was the last time I did paper mache, and that would have been like 2005, 2006, kind of far back. So it has been a while. Now I totally know that this isn't going to be a perfect pumpkin. It's not going to be, I mean, perfect. It's not going to be perfect, but I'm okay with that. I think that'll be part of the aesthetic of it, is it'll be kind of homemade, lumpy, retro, you know, like those really creepy, because they're so poorly done, old-time costumes were. I feel like it'll have that kind of appeal to it. And that, I saw a TikTok today that was like, what's your Halloween aesthetic based on your zodiac? And immediately I was just like, all of them. It's all of them. There is no monster Halloween or Halloween rave or cutesy Halloween or pastel Halloween, skeleton war Halloween, like all of them. Every freaking one is my Halloween aesthetic. I love all Halloween. It's the best. We really don't celebrate a lot of holidays here in the Foxfoot household, but Halloween is definitely one that is near and dear to our hearts. We celebrate it pretty intensely, so. With it being at this stage, it definitely has like BioShock Big Sister feel to me. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just the shape or if it's the cage that carried the little sisters in, or I don't know, but now I'm inspired and I'm like, yeah, I should do a Big Sister cosplay. And no, Fox, you don't have time for that. You have enough else on your plate. But that is kind of how my brain works. I'll start working on something, it'll remind me of something else, and then I hyper-focus on that. And I'm like, yeah. I actually think that's why I'm doing this. I am working on Halloween-themed 90s robot pets, and it has put me in the spooky mood and then made me want to make spooky things. And so I feel like this is just a spiral from one hyper focus to another. I am trying to utilize as much of this glue as I can. I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up because it does take a while going through and dipping each individual piece and laying them in different directions. I try to fill the big gaps first before going back over the opposite direction and filling in the small gaps and kind of smoothing everything. I did not realize until much later that I was holding the camera a little bit off screen, so I apologize for that. From here, I have a whole mixture of just orange acrylic paints. Kind of went through my old paint bucket, and anything that was remotely orange, I grabbed. So I tend to recycle everything, so I just poured it all into this little frosting container. And I'm pretty happy with the color it made. So just slathering all that on there. Again, trying to focus on using what I have, recycling and whatnot. Now, once the orange is dry, I am going through with some different browns, just to kind of give it some shading. I guess in hindsight I should have looked up like references of pumpkins, because I just kind of went with it and was like, yeah, this feels right. This feels like what a pumpkin should look like. Again, these camera angles, I am sorry, y'all. I did not realize that I was holding the camera at such a wonky angle. So my little GoPro, I have to like hold it on my chest or try to tie it to myself somehow. And once I hit record, I can't really see what it's recording. Went back with some yellow to kind of add some highlights to it. didn't really care for the way it turned out, so I ended up sponging more orange on top of that. And then I decided to use some Model Magic. I bought this Model Magic several years ago at Walmart. It was on like an end cap, and I guess they were getting ready to throw it out because it was like 15 cents a pack, or it was something ridiculously cheap. Like it was under a quarter. And so I bought it at the time, not knowing what I was going to use it for. And so now here we are making pumpkin stems. Model Magic is kind of a foamy clay, and so it doesn't quite sculpt like regular clay. So I tried some toothbrush texture, I didn't like that, and I tried cutting it with a razor blade, and I didn't like that. And eventually I got a shish kebab skewer and just kind of pressed that down into it, and that kind of gave me the effect I wanted. And there we have them. Sorry about the camera angles and the other shots, y'all. Here they are out in the open. I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. However, they were so much work. I have pretty much burnt myself out on this fixation. So I do not want to make any more paper mache pumpkins. But hope everyone is having a spooky season, staying safe, and I will see y'all next time.